Isaiah Armwood to jump center for the Colonials, going up against DJ Covington. The ball is in the air. The tap goes to Lasan Chroma. We are underway from the Smith Center. George Washington against VMI. And the clock did not start, so we already have a stoppage in play. Today's officials, Paul Faea, Jeff Janisic, and Nathan Farrell. The Colonials will play Sacred Heart on December 30th. Then in the Southeastern Conference, face off against Georgia January 4th before St. Bonaventure arrives here on January 9th.
And it looks like the officials are calling for 4 seconds to come off the clock here. Although it looks like the shot clock's working fine, but the game clock doesn't want to follow suit.
They've switched to 19:55 and 31 on the shot clock, which is, so now the game clock is working. They just practiced it. Of course, there was a women's game here an hour before the men's game, and it was won by the George Washington women's team 60-52 over George Mason, so we know it worked once today.
It certainly hasn't. You know, this is an awkward start, especially when you're two teams with long layoffs, just delaying the start a little bit more.
VMI averages over 82 points per game. George Washington 64.5. And we're finally underway again. Joe McDonald with the ball across the timeline. Left side, man-to-man pressure. Lasan Chroma comes down the left wing. Cut off there by Stan Okoye. Gives it back to Garino. Lasan Chroma on the left wing. Bouncer down low to Isaiah Armwood. Backing in against Covington. Outside Lasan Chroma. Pump fakes, drives. Pump fakes against. Ball loose and a steal. VMA's got it. Rodney Glasgow trying to go coast to coast. The floater is short. Ball rolls out, tapped around by Isaiah Armwood, and there's Garino to get the rebound. Joe McDonald up the right side. Garino on the right baseline, out to McDonald. Whips it up top to Armwood. Entry down low, Larson low blocks. Turnaround off the glass, and rim is good. Soft touch from Larson, 2-0 George Washington.
And he has a big size advantage in the front court. Larson could have a big day today.
Rodney Glasgow between the circles. Right side handoff for Nick Gore. Gore gets it up top to Glasgow. Glasgow works his way to the right side. Comes through a screen by Gore. Picks up the dribble on the left wing against Armwood on the switch. Gore against McDonald. Gore trying to take advantage. Driving into the paint. Floats underneath off the glass and rim good. Game tied at 2. Larson will inbound to Armwood. Gets it back to Larson. Up the left to the sideline, it's Lasan Chroma. Drives down to the free throw line. Outside to Armwood. Pump fakes against Covington. Back outside to McDonald. McDonald works his way to the left wing. Looking down low for Larson. Larson cross court. Open is Chroma. The long jumper short. Larson the rebound. One dribble goes up, blocked away. Out of bounds by Covington. Stays with GW.
Gotta like the aggression from Kevin early on, though, demanding the ball in the post. And he's shown the ability to throw that cross-court skip pass. Great vision to find Lasan. Lasan just couldn't bury the jumper.
Joe McDonald will inbound on the baseline, having trouble getting the ball in, goes outside to Lasan Chroma. On the right side, it is McDonald. Armwood in the right elbow shot, a little awkward, off the side rim, no good. Rebound for Gore and VMI. Glasgow across. Glasgow versus McDonald. Into the corner for Stan Okoye, the leading scorer, guarded by Garino, picks up his dribble. Outside Covington, wide open, down low, Brown, layup good. 4-2 VMI.
It just looked like Lasan was a little slow getting there on the back cut.
Larson has the ball to Chroma. Chroma comes across the timeline. A lot of ball handling for Lasan. Joe McDonald on the wing right. Trying to free up McDonald for some shots as well in this game. 15 on the shot clock, down to near the right baseline. Garino entry to Armwood. He'll back in against Gore. Turnaround jumper off the glass and rim, no good. Drew the foul, though, against Nick Gore. First foul of the game, and Armwood will go to the line.
Nice to see GW going down low where it has a big advantage in terms of size. Let's see if Isaiah can finish these two from the free throw line.
Armwood coming off another outstanding performance. 18.7 rebounds, 3 assists against Rutgers. Had a double-double and 7 blocks against Kansas State. And Benzani's right-handed free throw is in the air, and it's good. 4-3 VMI. Brian Bynes in for the first time for Chroma at 17:10 left first half. Armwood on the line, 72% on the season. George Washington as a team, 69.9%. Armwood's second free throw, good. Game tied at 4. Keydets with the basketball up the right side. Hands off for Stan Okoye. Okoye works his way down the right wing. Now drives into the paint. Floats up a shot, no good. The tap is no good by Okoye. And the rebound to Armwood. McDonald up the right side. Garino's wide open. Long shot, it's going to be short. And Gore, the rebound, middle of the floor. Right side with his head up, Glasgow. Rodney Glasgow on the right side picks up the dribble to the elbow. Covington with a turnaround shot, too hard. Tapped out off of Armwood and Garino to stay with VMI.
Well, Garino had very nice position there on the box out, but Isaiah was hoping to just come in, grab the rebound. Both got a hand on it at the same time. Neither one could corral it.
Substitution for the first time for VMI. Tim Marshall, who was the only player in double figures in their 92-59 loss to Wright State on December 8th. He had 11 in that game. Nick Gore will come out for Duggar Bockham. And in the corner, Brian Brown lost the handle on the pass to Covington. He kicks it off his foot out of bounds. Turnover, VMI.
Well, that's a turnover that comes from the scouting report. You know what the inbounds play is. They're trying to get Brown, their high-volume three-point shooter, a look from 3. The double team forced a bad pass and a turnover.
Game tied at 4. Garino will bring the ball up against Tim Marshall. Hands off for Brian Bynes. Looks back to Lonergan for the call. Comes across the timeline on the right side off the screen. Joe McDonald on the wing right against Glasgow. Garino lost the handle behind him. Comes way back. Passes it in the corner to McDonald. He'll work his way to the free throw line. Picks up his dribble. Hands it off for Armwood. The floater in the air is good in the middle of the lane. Armwood makes it 6-4, George Washington. Tim Marshall to Glasgow. Driving and firing from the free throw line is Okoye, shot no good. Rebound in midair by Brown and the shot doesn't go. And McDonald has it to Garino. Up the right side, it's Bynes. Down in the corner, Armwood shakes and bakes again. Goes back outside McDonald, no look to Garino. Goes into the mouth of the defense. The floater's going to be off to the left side. Brian Brown, a nice board, and here comes Glasgow for VMI. Rodney Glasgow up the left side. Between the legs, dribble to the top of the key. Hands off right wing for Marshall. He'll fire a long jumper in and out. Rebound, another good one by Covington, but behind, McDonald blocks it away. And Brian Bynes gets the rebound. McDonald up the left side, cross court. Garino can't hold on, and it's a turnover, George Washington. Timeout on the floor. Mitkic and Capriva are coming in. 15-20 left first half. George Washington 6 and VMI 4. This is Colonials basketball on 1500 AM.
Happy holidays. Felices fiestas. Καλές γιορτές. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. From all of us to all of you. Happy holidays from GW Athletics.
And Keydets reached the first timeout, 6-4 lead for George Washington. Just one three-point attempt in the first 4+ minutes for the Keydets.
I don't know what they're doing. They're not sticking to their game plan. It's definitely not what we were expecting to see, but at some point, you've got to expect they're going to throw it up.
And after the timeout, Duggar Bauckham, the coach for VMI, pretty livid in the huddle, so you know he was going after his guys. Also livid against the officials, too. Driving is Glasgow, a pretty up and under move, ties the game at 6 with the layup left side. Nice moves for the junior from Brooklyn. And it's Bynes down the right side to the wing through the Capriva screen, picks up his dribble, and he is in big trouble with a trap. Gets it over to Keithan Savage. He'll work the baseline and dunk it! Keithan Savage makes it 8-6, George Washington.
Well, that's the type of highlight reel play that got him a lot of buzz on the recruiting trail just a year ago.
There's a three-pointer for Glasgow. He nails it top of the key. 9-8, Keyditz back in the lead. 5 straight for Rodney Glasgow.
And that's not going to make Coach Lonergan happy. You can't go under ball screens against a team that's going to throw it up from the three-point line as much as VMI does.
Savage is on the right side. Stuttership gets it into the corner for Capriva. Mikic around to Bynes. A long jumper from the left side is short again. Capriva will drive, float, can't get it to go. The tap no good by Larson, and VMI with the rebound. Marshall a 3 from the left side. Swish. And the largest lead of the game for VMI, 12-8. Capriva, the entry to Keithan Savage. Up the right side, doing it on his own through the lane. Shot is blocked, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. DJ Covington will pick up the personal.
And even though Savage is going to get 2 free throws at the line right now, these last few possessions, VMI is winning the game because it is getting to their pace. They're pushing GW to push it, and they're pushing it themselves. That's the speed that VMI wants to play at.
Second team foul against the Keydets, and Savage will go to the line. First free throw attempt of the season for the freshman. It's good. 12-9, VMI. Paris Maragkos, Joe McDonald, Dwayne Smith in. Bynes, Capriva, and Larson will sit down. 13:44 left first half.
Nice to see this early contribution from Keithan Savage, though. You're talking about a GW team looking for some bench scoring power. He could develop into that player who provides some punch off the bench.
Savage free throws are good. 12-10 VMI. 4 for Savage in his first couple of minutes. Glasgow shaking and baking on the right side up top to Marshall. He'll drive against Mikic down the lane, and lots of contact with Maragkos, and he'll go to the line for 2. First foul of the game against George Washington. And Tim Marshall to the line. Mike Lonergan going with a lot of different lineups here to start this game, and Maragkos and Savage getting some early PT to see what they can do as Marshall hits the first free throw.
Well, Marshall, a young player, freshman for VMI, only attempted 6 free throws on the year coming into this pair.
And he makes them both. 14-10 VMI. Full court pressure again. Dwayne Smith gets it to McDonald in the corner. Looking out for that trap, gets it middle of the floor to Dwayne Smith. Comes across the timeline, looks back for McDonald. Hands off to McDonald. McDonald will drive. Ball knocked away. Intended for Maragkos. Good defense by Jared Watson, who's in the game. Glasgow open again. Left-handed three-pointers. No good. Karam's off the right side to Mikic. Mikic has established the swarming 2-arm rebound hold. Make sure guys don't slap the ball away from him after he gets to Karam. Something that's worked well for him this season to secure the ball. Savage has the ball to McDonald. Mikic has it at the top of the key. 13 shot clock. Dangerous pass, though. Tries to skip pass and stolen. Intended for Smith. Glasgow the other way. Hands off to Okoye. And Smith comes from behind and knock it away. No good. Rebound again to Mikic. Savage weaving his way. Ball's tapped away. He gets it back. VMI also swarming on D. McDonald has it way outside. They'll set it up. Colonials trail by 4. 12:31 left first half. McDonald will drive to the free throw line all the way through. Ball tapped out of bounds. And they got a foul against VMI. Jared Watson will pick it up.
And nice aggression from Joe. You could hear Coach Lonergan telling him after the last turnover, shoot the ball. And that time he listened to his coach, drove with aggression, trying to score, and it gets him a trip to the line.
Yeah, this could be one of those games against a team that loves to shoot as much as VMI does for players like Joe McDonald, Keithan Savage, and Brian Vines to get something going and get their confidence built up in the last couple of games before conference play begins. McDonald, though, in and out on the first free throw. Lasan Chroma coming back in for George Washington. Philip Anglade is in for the first time for the Keydets for Watson. And a 12-25, one more for McDonald to try to trim in the lead. McDonald free throw good, 14-11 VMI. Gavin Stevenson in for the first time, hands off for Okoye. Gets the ball over to Albritton. Brown has the ball on the right side. Driving is Okoye. Albritton goes to baseline, and he can't get by Lasan Chroma. Great defense. Charge against VMI.
Looks like Dwayne Smith actually stepped in for the charge and help defense. Great job by Dwayne. That's how you play help defense. Sealing the baseline, getting a foot on the baseline, not allowing the dribbler to get past you along the baseline.
That is Dwayne Smith's patented play. Should have known. Great job by Smith to force the turnover, and he gets the ball middle of the floor. Comes across the timeline to McDonald. He had 1 foot in front, 1 foot in back. That's good that the pass went forward. McDonald has it to Keithan Savage. The entry down low is Armwood. He floats high, can't get it to go. There's Smith to get the rebound, but it's swatted away by Anglade. And McDonald, though, from Chroma gets the rebound. Shot clock did reset, so the Colonials have some time. Smith will drive into the paint. Right-hander floater, good. 14-13 VMI. That confidence continued to blossom for Dwayne Smith. Something that was bothering him early on in the season. If he got his shot blocked early in the game, he would have trouble from there. But the last few games, he's been continuing to be relentless, even if the first time it didn't work out. Savage got a foot on the ball. They're going to say it's out of bounds off of George Washington. It'll be VMI possession with 19 on the shot clock. After the pass inside, we've got a timeout on the floor. 11:15 left. First half, VMI 14, George Washington 13 at Smith Center. Happy holidays from George Washington University on 1500 AM. of 14 to start the game, 29%, but 12 rebounds early on, down by 1 against VMI.
Yeah, a little sloppy. The 4 turnovers so far, not something you're looking for. But again, winning the rebounding battle, it's been a key for GW the last few games.
Down low, the pass for Covington for VMI. He misses the shot off the glass, and a one-armed grab rebound for Isaiah Armwood. McDonald goes up the middle of the floor and finds Dwayne Smith in front of everybody, and he lays it in. 15-14, George Washington.
And great use of the rim by Dwayne Smith to protect that shot from being blocked. 5
straight for the Colonials to take the advantage back. Rodney Glasgow over to Brian Brown. Gets it to Stan Okoye versus Lasan Chroma. Okoye leans in to Covington, left to elbow, splashes down the jumper from 15. It's 16-15 VMI. Covington and Okoye, very good shooters for the Keydets. Smith has it up the right side. Drives in, now kicks it back out for McDonald. He'll set it up. 10:22 left first half. Colonials down by 1. Into the corner. The handoff for Lasan Chroma. Chroma gets it to Keithan Savage. To Chroma, the entry down low. Dwayne Smith will fire off the glass too hard. Rebound underneath by McDonald. He can't get it to go. Smith gets the rebound. It's stripped away by Stan Okoye, and here comes VMI. Glasgow stops and pops three-pointer left side. Swish. 19-15 VMI. Up the right side, Keithan Savage. Behind the back dribble, slows it down. Now starts it back up again. Nothing there. Goes back out for McDonald. Back to Savage, right side, looking for Smith on the entry pass. Drives against Covington, and he's out of bounds. A little bit of a hip check from Covington, but the official says that Smith stepped on the baseline.
Yeah, you know, the only reason he's probably not going to get a call there is you've seen a few straight possessions. The ball's gone into Smith, and he's not getting rid of it, even if there is a double team or not much there. He's got to just work on kicking it out sometime, you know, recognizing where he is when he catches and being willing to kick out if he's being doubled.
Philip Anglade is returning for VMI and hands off for Rodney Glasgow. He gives it up the left side to Okoye. Okoye against Garino, went for the steal. Garino gets back, and now we've got a push foul against McDonald against Glasgow. McDonald's first foul.
He got caught with his hands in the jersey there.
3 team fouls against GW. Tim Marshall inbounds in front of us on the left sideline. There's Stan Okoye in the corner baseline. Garino goes after the ball, takes it away, and does not roll while he's on the floor. Keeps his body position, hands it to McDonald. Chroma down low to Armwood, and he stuffs it through. 19-17 VMI.
And that whole break is started by Garino not panicking when he had the ball on the floor, taking his time and waiting until he found somebody open to pass to.
Glasgow has it at the top of the key, drifts to the right side. Handoff for Okoye, trying to go one-on-one against Armwood, drives all the way through. Kicks it back out for DJ Covington against Kevin Larson. The entry down low, gets it into Anglade, and he stuffs it. McDonald went for the steal, opening it for Anglade, 21-17.
Oh, it's a nice steal by Anglade. McDonald not strong enough to get to the ball, trying to get front position.
Garino has it to McDonald, 8:34 left first half. Colonials down 4. McDonald works his way left side. Lasan Chroma on the wing, comes through the screen by Armwood. Up top for Garino. Down to the corner, McDonald, a tough shot of the corner, no good. And the rebound for Okoye. Glasgow, transition on the outlet, pushes top of the key. Spins back for Okoye, three-pointer. It's short, rebound Armwood. McDonald middle of the floor.
Well, that's a shot that's a product of the offense. That's a 26-footer, 5 seconds into the shot clock.
McDonald all the way through, left-handed layup blocked by Covington. It will stay with George Washington. Timeout on the floor. 7:59 left in the first half. VMI leads 21-17 over GW. This is the Colonials Basketball Network on 1500 AM.
And that's where they've been strong. Kevin Larson had a couple nice plays inside early. Armwood picking it up now. We'll see what they do here.
Garino has the ball to Chroma, outside to Garino. Zone look from VMI, a 2-3 or a 1-3-1. Garino the entry to Larson. Out to Garino, he's left open for the three. Front rims it, Larson had a chance at it. They're saying it's off of Larson, which is kind of strange because the ball was tapped away from where Larson was going after it, and it was Marshall that was in the same area.
Still, you want to see him go after that board with two hands. He's trying to pull that in with one hand. It's easier to lose control of it or for it to be misinterpreted as you lost control of it if you're only going with one.
Rodney Glasgow down the right side for VMI. Albritton at the top of the key. Feeds it to Tim Marshall. Marshall goes cross court. Trying to save it in bounds as Albritton. He can't. It's a steal. Chroma down the lane. Right side goes up and he's fouled. Looks like it'll be Glasgow maybe. Yep, Glasgow will pick up the foul. Two shots coming up for Chroma.
Well, Brian Bynes has been solid so far in this ball game, being active in passing lanes, forcing a couple turnovers. And if GW is going to claw back into this game, you know, VMI gets a little loose with the ball every now and then. Forcing some turnovers, getting some buckets in transition could help spur the GW offense.
42% shooting for VMI, just 30% for the Colonials. Chroma hits the rim and glass and it goes through. 21-18 VMI. Colonials already 6 of 7 from the line, now 7 of 8, and it's 21-19 VMI. So even though they're not shooting very well, they are hitting their free throws. And the lead is only 2 for the Keydets. Nick Gore back in, will drive against Armwood. Tries to go all the way through, kicks it in the corner. The long jumper by Albritton hits the side of the backboard. And the rebound taken down by Larson. Brian Bynes has it in the corner for Chroma. Shakes and bakes, works the baseline himself. Forces the shot, can't get it to go. Larson tap no good and goes out to Glasgow. He doesn't have numbers, but that usually doesn't bother him. Shakes and bakes, fires from 16. Side rim out of bounds, turnover to GW.
Well, it's not going to bother him to come down and launch it 1-on-3 because that's what's encouraged. That's the style. Get as many shots up as possible seems to be the game plan for VMI.
3 of 7 from the field for Glasgow, so kind of a rare miss for him in this game. Brian Bynes gets it through the press to Larson. Armwood will try to steamroll through the left side. He does, lays it up and in, and the foul against DJ Covington, a big one for VMI to give up one to their top front court defender, and Armwood will go to the free throw line again.
And that's a beautiful use of the jump stop by Isaiah Armwood. One of the hardest things to stop about the jump shot is if you're coming from the side, when you land on those 2 feet, it's hard to anticipate a pump fake. You use the pump fake to get the defender off his feet, then went up and finished strong.
Armwood bends the knees, free throw in the air, back rim no good. Game tied at 21. Rodney Glasgow at the left side against Bynes. Hands off for Brown. The three-pointer top of the key is good. 24-21 VMI, their 4th three-pointer made in the game. Bynes has it stripped by Glasgow, but gets it back. Out to Armwood. He'll drive down the right side. Stutter step, almost walked, but lays it in anyway. 24-23 VMI.
Well, Isaiah's been unstoppable so far in this first half, already in double figures with 10.
Driving down is Nick Gore, tries to kick it back outside blindly to Brown, and Brown is there to fire it, but can't get it to go off the glass and rim. Isaiah Armwood is 4 of 6, everybody else is 4 of 18. Bynes has the ball, right side, and he is fouled. Nick Gore picks up his 2nd. Team foul number 7 against VMI, so Bynes will have 1 plus the bonus at the line, and he's the only one that realizes it so far. Everybody else is still standing on defense.
It's always funny how the guy who's about to shoot him knows that he's going to the free throw line. It's an instinct, a natural instinct of any basketball player.
John Capriva comes in for Armwood. Good minutes for Armwood, 10 points and 3 rebounds. Yep, looks over, sees that ref go 1-1. Yeah, I'm going to the line, thank you very much. Let me prepare. And Bynes working on his shooting touch. During this time off, hits the free throw. Game tied at 24. Obviously no secret, he's had a rough start from the field to begin his senior campaign. And now looking to change that at the free throw line. Hits 2, that's good. Very good for Brian Bynes. Always a good free throw shooter in the past. 25-24 Colonials. Glasgow has it at the top of the key, backs into Bynes. Comes through a Watson screen, stutter step. Outside for Brown, open again, three-pointer, back rim no good. Rebound rolls around, fighting for it is Garino and Capriva. Garino pushes it in the chest to Bynes so nobody else can touch it, and Bynes will bring it up. Left side shaking and baking as Chroma drives all the way through, reverses no good. Capriva fights for the rebound underneath the basket, but there's a lot of red shirts, but he doesn't care. He turns and spins and lays it in. 27-24, George Washington.
And that's the work in the weight room on the offseason paying off. A bunch of guys slapping at the ball, but the strength to rise above it, get it up on the glass.
Glasgow left side, the jumper is no good. Bynes gets the rebound and he's fouled. Nice half for Brian Bynes, very active.
Well, and you want to talk about something that can get your confidence going when you've been struggling shooting the ball. This is two times in 3 possessions. He's going to get to take a trip to the foul line, make some easy ones. Next thing you know, you have a lot more confidence when you catch the ball in rhythm, ready to shoot a jump shot after you've seen some free throws go through the hoop.
Bynes already a couple of rebounds in the game. Just hit 2 free throws and goes back there again and swishes this one. 28-24, George Washington, and I know it's a small sample size just in the game, but that looks like what we saw from Bynes last year. Setting his feet, bending his knees, nice square to the basket, and good rotation on the ball, and he easily swishes these 2. And that's a very good sign for his confidence. 29-24, George Washington, their largest lead. 8 straight for the Colonials. Okoye has it outside for Glasgow. The entry knocked away by Capriva, got it to Bynes. Bynes will race up against Marshall. Larson has it outside. Back to Bynes, he'll set it up against Glasgow. 4:35 left first half. Bynes goes down the right side for Savage. Savage comes through the Capriva screen, goes way cross court for Bynes. Stutter step drives into the paintball, stripped away and out of bounds. Glasgow saves it in. Great play to Brian Brown. Brown back to Glasgow up the left side. Stan Okoye drives against Garino and the blocking foul against Garino. Team foul number 4 against GW.
GW foul call number 13, Patricio Garino.
So VMI will have the ball on the right sideline. 29-24, George Washington.
Well, even though Brian made those 4 free throws in a row, still looked a little hesitant to try and expand it out to 3-point territory. Had some time, decided to try and drive instead and just got into some traffic down there. Had it slapped away.
And that is something that he's been doing most of the season, is deciding not to fire the 3-pointer and try to go inside. And trying to build back that confidence as they get ready for the A-10. Glasgow has it on the right side. Stutter step with the left hand. Drives into the paint. Over to Okoye. He'll go underneath the basketball, knocked away, but Glasgow picks it up wide open, 16-footer good. 29-26, George Washington. Glasgow double figures with 10.
And that's a couple times today where a guy's left his feet and just chucked it back towards the 3-point line, but because the defense had collapsed, VMI has time to recover the ball and shoot.
McDonald on rhythm through the Larson screen, found an opening, a 12-footer good right side, 31-26, George Washington.
And that's a big bucket for his confidence. That's exactly what the coaching staff's been looking for from him.
First field goal of the game for Joe McDonald. He has 3, and the Colonials up by 5 again, their largest lead with 3:15 remaining. Stan Okoye backdoor to Brown, layup no good. Larson gets the rebound, rips it away from Brown. And a timeout for Lonergan at 3:09. So the Colonials were able to get a hand in on that back door and prevent the easy lay-in. And the Colonials have a chance to set up their offense. They use it or lose it timeout, 31-26 lead.
And even more than setting up your offense there, I think that's a nice timeout just to slow down the pace a little bit. It's been a long time without a break. We still haven't had the 4-minute media timeout. So, you know, a lot of time has gone off. You're getting a little winded. Just settle down, take a break. Make sure you don't have wasted possessions letting the pace affect you. GW's been much better in this game when they've made it a half-court game and made VMI work down low where they're undersized.
GW now 10 of 27. 37%, 10 of 22 if you don't count the 3-pointers. 24-11 rebound advantage for the Colonials. Both teams are 10 of 27, but VMI's hit 4 3-pointers. However, the Colonials have 11 made free throws to only 2 for the Keydets. Larson has the ball for Capriva. Ball knocked away. Diving for it on the floor is Brown and McDonald. McDonald somehow gets it to Larson. Garino will drive up the right side. Open. Savage. 3-ball from the right side is going to be short. And the rebound taken down by VMI. Stan Okoye goes all the way up to Gore near the baseline. Now spins against McDonald. Works the baseline. Cross court for Glasgow. The long 3 is short. Rebound McDonald. Up ahead. Garino by himself. Dunks it! Largest lead of the game. Colonials 33-26 from the athletic play of Patricio Garino.
And a great look ahead off the rebound by Joe McDonald, seeing nobody in front, leading Garino with the pass.
Rodney Glasgow up the right side. Backs it out on the wing right. Cross court for Gore. Gore will work his way into the corner. Another long 3-pointer is short by Brown. Larson the board for McDonald. 2:10 left first half.
Chance for GW to push this lead to potentially double digits before the half. That would be a pretty big obstacle for VMI to overcome.
12-2 run for the Colonials. Larson, right elbow, back to the basket, turns and faces. Now tries to spin and drive with the floater with the left hand, splashes through. Larson very confident with that play, 35-26 GW.
Well, he knows there's not going to be much resistance there, so he can take his time, make his move.
Brown again from the corner, the long 3 is good. It's a set play for the Keydets, 35-29. Larson has the ball, back over to John Capriva, 1:30 left first half. Garino will cross the timeline to McDonald, calls the play, setting up against the zone, 2-1-2 from VMI. Savage on the right side, back up top to McDonald. Around to Garino, the entry to Larson. Savage open again, doesn't take the shot. Ball knocked away, gets it to McDonald. He'll back it out 10 on the shot clock. Back to Savage. Savage on the right side to McDonald, 6 on the shot clock. Finds a shot, doesn't get it to go. The rebound to Okoye, and we've got a foul against the Colonials inside against Capriva with 1:01 remaining. 5 team fouls against the Colonials. Timeout on the floor, that's the under 4 timeout. With 1:01 left in the first half, George Washington 35, VMI 29 from Smith Center. This is GW Basketball, 1500 AM.
From Livingston, New Jersey, he's going to try to answer a GW Basketball trivia question to win a $20 Tonic gift card. All right, Ellen, here is today's question from freshman Patricio Garino.
To which conference did both GW and BMI belong to from 1936 to 1970? Was it A, Atlantic 10 Conference, B, Big South Conference, C, Southern Conference, or D, Atlantic Coast Conference?
All right, Evan, what do you think? Fans, give him some help. I think that's C. He's going with C, the Southern Conference. Let's go back to Patricio for the answer.
The correct answer is C, Southern Conference. During that time, GW won 3 conference term championships to BMI 1.
Congratulations, Evan. Your correct answer just won you a $20 gift card from Tonic. Tonic is the official pre- and post-game location for Colonials Athletics. Congratulations.
About a minute left to the first half. Colonials up 35-29, and important to end the half on a nice stretch here. You don't want to let the Keydets come back after you had a 9-point lead just a moment ago.
Key defensive possession coming up here, but you know, if you look at the box score, you got to be happy if you're up 6, considering you've been outscored by 15 points from the 3-point line so far in this game.
And the middle of the floor for the Keydets. Gavin Stevenson gets it to Brown. He'll drive against Chroma. Back out to Stevenson through the baseline. Trying to get the pass over to Anglade. He can't. It's a tough one. Out of bounds turnover VMI. So the defense swarming. And that's another turnover for GW.
The defense has been strong all game long. The only area to work on is just making sure guys are hedging out on screens on the perimeter, considering VMI is looking to shoot so many threes.
12 three-point attempts in the first half for VMI. Pretty close to their 14.5 attempt average per half.
And they're happy to shoot that many if they're shooting 5 of 12 like they are so far in this half.
And there's Joe McDonald getting the ball to Lasan Chroma against three-quarter trap. Back to McDonald, over to Garino. Garino breaks through the defense, fires it down low to Armwood, goes up hard, can't get it to roll through. Ball tapped out to Chroma. Shot clock is off, so the Colonials can go for one shot. 24 seconds left.
Well, it's nice to be able to hold it for the last possession, but if you're Patricio on that pass, that's the alley-oop pass right there. Armwood was all alone on the weak block.
Here's McDonald with 13 seconds left. 10 seconds now for McDonald. McDonald right side for Lasan Chroma, the long jumper, no good. And the rebound for VMI. They will not get a shot off. We have reached halftime here at the Smith Center with George Washington up and having the advantage over the VMI Keydets. 35-29. Pete Strickland joining us here in a nice little 12-2 run of Pete after early on VMI had a little bit of advantage. See if we can get to help you out. Give me that headphone right there. Switching that one. Sorry about that. That's better.
All right, there we go.
But 12-2 run there for the Colonials after VMI had the early advantage.
Had some early looks against the three. Actually, we were doing what we wanted to do. We wanted to go under a screen and against their 5-man, and then they hit one when we went under. We didn't get back up on it. And then Zeke switched one. We're switching 1 through 4. Zeke switched one, and they got one off before he got up on it. So that was a little bit of a 6, wasn't a 6-0 run, but 6 that we didn't want to give them. We really were able to adhere to the game plan about getting it inside against them. I think we can be very effective. Larson's starting to really loosen up in there and start to show what he can do. And I was really used to. And then I thought perimeter-wise, other than we left a couple guys open there late in the half, you know, we were aggressive on them, which takes away their vision, doesn't let them see what they need to see.
Sounds good. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Strickland. Pete Strickland there giving us an idea of how things were going to go for George Washington, getting the ball inside and trying to defend the three-pointer. Did pretty well in the first half for the Colonials. George Washington 35 and VMI 29 at the break. This is Colonials basketball on 1500 AM.
All right, fans, this time for our Dress Like a Colonial contest. Matt, who do you have with you?
Thank you, Brian. That's right. It's time for our Dress Like a Colonial contest. And with us today, we have 11-year-old Grant Jackson from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Grant, that's right.